Hello, everybody. Oh, I guess I need face cam first, huh? Hey, everybody. Hello, hello. So, if you guys got a glimpse, we're painting this cute wheelbarrow and pumpkin sign. You guys can see that. It says Happy Fall, y'all. We're going to do this in the raised wood. And then I know everybody's popping on, but I'm going to just go through the colors because you guys can always rewatch. So, of course, we're always going to be doing black and white. We're going to do a light ivory. We're going to do this really beautiful color called sugar. Oh my gosh, I don't even have you flipped, and I'm like trying to show you. We're going to do sugar peach right there. We're also going to use, this one is Beach Cobbler Beige from Wheelbarrow. It's really like kind of more of a taupey color, but I really like it. We're going to use some metallics tonight too. We're going to do Rain Gray. Of course, Drizzle Gray, because you know, we got to have Drizzle Gray. You guys know my love for that. Metallic Silver. We're going to do Territorial Beige. And then for the oranges, we're going to do Cantaloupe. Again, Pumpkin, and Dark Goldenrod. We all know those are my faves on the oranges. And of course, we picked the faves for the green. The light and medium foliage green right there. We got those ones. And then we're also doing blue pumpkins. We're going to use Seafoam, Surfboard, and of course my other favorite, Caribbean Blue. So those are the ones we're using. So like you can see, there's the raised ones. If you didn't want the raised, we have the etching, so you can just etch it on as well. I'm going to go ahead and flip my camera down again. I've been working with zooming, so hopefully it's a better view for you all. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get into doing the wheelbarrow and get this. I kind of want it silver rusty, so we're going to kind of do some little rust spots on it and everything else. So I'm really excited to get going on it, but it's going to have a couple of little things. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put down our base of Rain Gray, and I'm just going to use the cap for this. Hey kitty, how are you? All right, so I am using, I forgot, 3/8 of an angle brush. And then, like I said before, those favorite brushes of mine, they're the Royal Kid brand brushes. Those have been kind of my go-to lately. They've been my jam. That's the one that I'm using right now. So what I'm doing is I'm just loading the angle part more so than the other, and we're just going right around this pumpkin. I'm using the angle pointing in, and then I'm just making a nice curve around that stem. We're going to do the same thing here again, going around the pumpkin. I think I might have got my lighting figured out. Let me know what you guys think. It's always so hard when you get into a new space to figure out the lighting. Now I'm just taking a little bit of the paint and pushing it away. I got a little bit extra on my brush, so we kind of got a nice little edge of paint glop that I don't really care for, so we're getting that cleaned up, okay? I'm doing good. I came back from Utah last night, technically today. My husband's grandmother wasn't doing too well, and really she's kind of my grandma too. I met my husband when I was 16 years old, and I didn't really have a grandma growing up. My Only grandma that I had died when I was 6 years old, and so she pretty much just adopted me, and she's been on dialysis for years, and it's now starting to kind of take a toll on her, and so we've had to put her in a home. Right now she's assisted living home, so not super bad, but she's been dealing with dialysis dementia, and she broke her back kind of falling into her chair, stuff like that. So she just hasn't been doing too good, and we finally got the opportunity to go see her, so we jumped on it. So we went out there to Utah this week. We left on Wednesday, and so anyways, yeah, we hung out there and a little jet lagged, not gonna lie. We didn't get home until about 1 o'clock today, a.m. So the girls missed a little bit more of school than what I was really wanting them to, but you know, the memories, and she was doing pretty good, so luckily they didn't see her at her worst. So anywho, that's what was going on there. Hey, Miss Cece, what's up, lady? Long time no see. I'm just gonna get this edge before I forget. Same with this one. So I'm trying to show you kind of how I do these edges. So I just kind of grab and then just move the paint around there. Same with in here. We're gonna get right here. And we'll smooth that out at top. Try and get this the best we can. Just hanging and getting caught up. I know that you were gonna move and then decided to wait, so are you postponing the business, or are we still moving along? What's going on there, girl? I haven't talked to you in forever. It feels like. We really did. It was so nice, Kitty. I'm really glad that she was doing as well as to be expected. She definitely had her better week this week, so I'm really glad that my girls got to see that. And she's my husband's only, she's the only grandson for my husband on his mom's side, and so he's definitely well spoiled, and our girls have definitely been well spoiled from her, so it's been great. She's a wonderful woman, so I'm really glad that it all worked out. And Utah was fun. I didn't get to see Casey, unfortunately. The plans fell through, so that was one little bummer. Casey doesn't live too far from where we were born and raised, so, but next time, always next time. In the spring, official retirement. Oh, awesome. That is so awesome, Cece. Hey, Linda. Yes, so we had a crazy weekend, but a great weekend all at the same time. We also celebrated 2 birthdays. My husband's birthday is on the 10th, and his dad's is on the 12th. So we got to do that as well. So it was pretty fun. We had some fun. Okay, so I'm going to use the Drizzle Gray. I am going, woo! This bottle shot out at me. All right, so we're going to use a little bit of Drizzle Gray, and we're going to do a lot of the metallic. Hey, Debbie, how are you, sweetie? I am a little jet lagged, but I'm hanging in there, so we're good. All right, so I'm not even going to really clean my brush. I'm just going to kind of lightly go in, and I'm going to try and kind of do a dry-ish brush with this. Because like I said, I kind of want that rusticy look to our wheelbarrow. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking the rain gray, or the drizzle gray, I'm sorry. Rain gray is the darkest that we put on. And now we're kind of going in with that rain gray. And I kind of want it to look splotchy, okay? Because we're kind of making it have that tin-ish look to it, okay? So like I said, a lot of dry brushing. Hey, Cheryl. So we're just pulling this in just a little bit. All right. So I'm going to bring it up. Can you kind of see how it's a little bit blotchy? We kind of got some rough spots going on. That's kind of what we're digging for, okay? I'm just going to add a little bit of some more rough spots here. Get it on here. We got it right there. Had a little bit of extra paint. Oh my goodness. Oh, Linda, that would be so hard. And you know, I didn't realize I was a freshman in high school when that all happened, and you didn't realize how bad it hit the Pentagon, you know, because there was so much focus on the towers, you know, and I can only imagine your pain, girl. I know it's always kind of a hard thing for us with Brian and his family, because his dad and him, they were going to actually go to New York that same time to celebrate their birthdays there, and they ended up not going. And you know, thank goodness they didn't, obviously. They ended up going in at Christmas time instead, and I mean, they were talking about it, you know, when we were celebrating birthdays. So it's always been hard for their birthdays because, you know, it does kind of weigh. Oh my gosh, Linda. Whoa. I'm sure so many people that you knew. Okay, so there's the metallic. So you can kind of see that metallic kind of popping through. And I wanted it to kind of have that. We're going to throw in some rust spots and everything else and really make this wheelbarrow come to life, right? Okay, I'm going to throw the metallic back in here because we are done with that. Okay, and we're going to throw the ring grate in here. I cannot believe it's been 20 years though. Some days it really does feel like just yesterday, right? Okay. Let's get to the pumpkins. Oh shoot. I just realized this little piece right here we did not get. I did not get. Yeah, I cannot even imagine the pain, dude. Whew. I'll try and kind of get this. Let me see if I can get this to kind of match. Yeah, there we go. All right. We'll call it somewhat good. I'm going to go right here and get this wheel as well. This one can be a little more silver. And I'm not worried about this part as much because we're going to paint that black. Okay. All right, I'm going to clean this brush out here. And we will get going with our white pumpkins, our ivory peach-ish pumpkins. I got to visit 9/11 about 2 years ago, the you know, statues and stuff like that, and wow, was it so somber, you know, like, and that crazy of a busy city, and you know, it was so amazing. It was nice to show my girls too, because you know, they obviously had no clue what 9/11 was about. So all right, so this is light ivory. I am gonna just keep using the caps here. We're gonna use this little pumpkin here. So I'm just lining this up with our wheelbarrow. We are gonna come in and outline too, so if we get some boo-boos, we can always fix it, okay? Just going right around our leaf. I have no idea what Zoe's barking about. Sorry if you guys are hearing that. She's supposed to be in the garage eating. Oh, I know what she's barking at. Brian's mowing the lawn. Now I know. Okay, so white ivory, we're gonna lay this down, and then we're gonna do a little bit of shading on these pumpkins. I am gonna get this edge right here. Same with this edge. Woo, I got a little bit too much paint on this brush, but it's okay, we can get it. We'll get it taken care of. So anybody else have some fun things that they did this weekend? All right, so we got the ivory. You can kind of see the difference between what white and the ivory would look like, right? I think we're gonna go right here with this one. I'm just using the brush here, getting that excess paint that we have on here, moving that in, making sure I'm in frame, my hand's not completely in the way here, going around that leaf. Okay, smoothing this out. All right, I am going to put a little bit of ivory on our plate here. All right, and we'll throw the lid back on. So this is the Beach Cobbler Beige. This is from Apple. I have a few apples. And then this one is Sugar Peach. Isn't that such a cute name? I'm like, ooh, that's cute. And this one is from Deco Art Americana. Probably my second favorite in paint brands. All right. And I am going to switch to a smaller brush. I think I'm going to just use this flat head brush right here. Actually, that's a little too big. Hold, please. We're going to do this one. This is, I want to say 1/4. And, oh, we need some median. Okay, so here's median. What this does is just kind of keep it so that your paint's a little more pliable. So we're going to get just a little bit on our brush. And then I'm going to go in with the light ivory. And I'm going to go in with the beige. We're kind of going to make a little ombre going on here. And we're going to just kind of bring in our pumpkin just a little bit, okay? Kind of make it look nice and juicy and plump and round. That's what we're going for. All right. All right. Get right here. There we go. Right here, get some of ivory, the beige again, back and forth. Let's get this pumpkin down here. We're just kind of making that nice plump texture to our pumpkin, kind of giving it some nice detailing. Okay, do this one next. Got just a little bit more of this beige here. There we go. All right, you see that? Yep, I can see it on the camera. All right, so from here, we're gonna kind of just work that out a little bit on our brush, get some medium going, and we're gonna get the peach. We're gonna get a little peach and a little ivory, okay? Kind of do that same thing, but right here we're gonna kind of go into our center of our pumpkin. And kind of just blend, going back and forth into that center, okay? Same thing here on the edge and right here. If you can kind of see, can you see how it kind of gives it that more plump looking feel? That's what we're looking for, okay? So again with the peach and the ivory. Yes, that is a great idea. Yes, always repurpose for sure. And you guys know I like my MDF, so their MDF is a little bit different, but I get the higher quality ones. But I mean, it's not bad, especially to learn to paint on. I would just really recommend sewing, but still great idea. I mean, always think of different ways that you can refurbish and reuse things. Even with some of my signs that I have the same cutout, but a different design inside of it. I went a little bit over here, but I think we'll be okay. Okay, just grabbing a little bit more. We're just pulling, so kind of going almost to that same side where we were doing, but just a little bit more in. Okay, then you can kind of see how it gives it that nice sweet dimension to it. All right, so we are done with that. Let me throw these colors in real quick. And then once again, this was Sugar Peach. Ain't that the cutest name? That was the peach color. And then I thought the colors of these names tonight, I was like, wow, I just kind of grabbed for them because these aren't always my go-tos. And I'm like, oh, that is the cutest name. I'm like, maybe I'm going to go to this one more often. Hey, Teresa, how are you, sweetie? Okay, this one is Beach Cobbler. Ain't that cute? Beach Cobbler Beige. I love that. Throw that in there. Okay. So now we will go with our orange. Throw these paints over to the side here. I guess I still need that color. Ugh, I'm eating my hair. Okay. Let's go with pumpkin next. And I'm just going to use the lid again. You were wishing I was still in Illinois? Me too, girl, some days. I get missing my buddies out there. You are so welcome, Kitty. It's so funny. A lot of people tell me I'm so relaxing to watch. I love to paint. I feel like it really is relaxing. I think it is a definite stress reliever for people. I know some people are like, oh, it would stress me out so much to paint. But it really is. It does calm, and it is very, like, soothing, I feel like. You're going to Craig Bachman? Oh, yeah, now I'm really missing it. I know, I miss Bachman so bad. Okay, so our little pumpkin here, this cute little guy, we're going to do him orange. So I'm just going around the leaf here. These leaves are nice and tiny, so we're just going to take our time. I'm hitting it just with the angle brush part. Now, if you were having struggles with the bigger brush, you could always go to a smaller brush. Okay. Now, because we are going to be doing a bunch of shading, I am not going to worry too much about doing a double coat on this guy. I'm just going to try and get a nice smooth coat. Oh my goodness. Somebody's throwing stuff in the empty garbage can that just got dumped in the dumpster. So my dogs are freaking out. Great. All right, so I'm just gonna hit right here. What you hoping to get, Teresa, from Bachman? Is it their warehouse sale? I haven't paid attention. You're bummed no Zoom today, I know. No business Zoom call. All right, so I think we're gonna do the big old pumpkin. The big prize winning pumpkin. I think we're gonna do that one orange. Now, I did think about doing some designs in this one, but I really kind of am thinking I want this one just to speak for itself with the shading and everything else. So I don't think I'm going to do any cute little designs. I thought about doing some polka dots and stuff like that, but I think we're going to keep this one just nice and pretty. Not crazy. Whoops, I realized I just painted over my leaf. I'm just gonna let it go. I might take some baby wipes to it. Okay, so I'm gonna just hit right here. Get this leaf, get that leaf, smooth out. Right, we're gonna go right around the stem. And then we're gonna go right here. Just taking a curve. I'm gonna curve out this way with my brush, and if I was to try and get that other part, I would have wrenched my wrist. So I just stopped, let it go out, and then went back and replaced to fix, okay? Don't wrench your wrist to try and do it. Just stop, move out, and then come back. It will always end up being a little bit easier on you if you do that, and you're not going to cause yourself pain later. Three cases of mesh delivered. Oh, how fun. Did you drive out there today? All right, so right now I am just getting the edges. Okay, so we got the edges done. I am gonna still just a little bit of this orange. Put that right there. And then we are going to get the cantaloupe. Whoop, dropping bottles. It's because I'm trying to move these off. Oh, fun. Yeah, I totally wish I would have. We could have had a girl's night. Okay, and then dark goldenrod. All right, so I'm gonna clean this brush real quick here. Oh, and we're gonna take this out too. Oh, duh, I already have one. Because I usually cut two. Okay, or more. So now what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do the dark first. Let me get this over here. So we're gonna hit the, just get a little, oh, what am I doing? It's okay, we'll use this brush. All right, we're gonna go right here. We're gonna get a little bit of our median moved into our brush. I'm gonna get the pumpkin orange on the back end of my brush and the dark goldenrod on the tip of my brush, okay? We're gonna kind of move that back together so we get a nice little ombre pumpkin pie yumminess going on. And then we're gonna just make a nice little sweep. We're gonna make a nice little sweep right here. We're gonna somewhat make a little sweep right there. We're gonna pull our brush like this. Then when we get past the leaf, we're gonna set our brush down again and make that nice little sweep there. Join them together. That big old prize winning pumpkin of ours. And same thing here. I gotta grab some more paint. And we're gonna do that same little thing where we're gonna just use the edge. And when I get past the stem, I'm gonna pull it back out. So it makes a nice little yummy deliciousness, okay? We're gonna smooth this out just a little now. And then I'm gonna come right down in here and just ever so lightly, barely touching almost, I'm just going to lightly do the edge of my pumpkin. Just so it kind of gives like a little bit more shaded look. Now I don't do this as much with the light part because that's the brighter part. Okay, so let's go a little bit more, grab a little bit more of our median. I'm gonna grab the pumpkin orange, oops, pumpkin orange on this end, oop, yes, and the dark goldenrod on this side. Move them back and forth together. Get that yummy creamy pumpkin. Oh good, yay, woohoo. Roommates are always fun. Okay. We're gonna go right here. Same thing again with our cute little pumpkin. We're gonna get that edge going. Did you go to the Sims show, Teresa? I can't remember if you said you were gonna go or not. I obviously did not. We had to go see Brian's grandma. I really wanted to, but we needed to take advantage of good ticket prices. I am not liking this little edge right there. There we go. Let me clean that up just a little. Our paint kind of got grabbed. Okay, so there is with the darker. Now you could stop there if you wanted. I thought so. No, I don't want the dogs in here. Honey, I'm on a Zoom call, or I'm on a call. Or it's okay, just let her in. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that, guys. All right, cleaning that out. Actually, I'm gonna go to the smaller brush, that 1/4 angle. Hi, baby. Okay. That does not look cleaned out enough. Sorry, guys. Okay. Now, let's hopefully, I have really got to like clean these brushes. It's been a while. Okay. So now I'm going to get just a little bit more of our median. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to grab a little bit of the pumpkin on the back and the cantaloupe on the top. We're going to move them back and forth. So now it's almost like a sunset is what we're getting here. And I just screwed that up. Okay. So a nice pretty sunset-ish. And we're just going to lightly stroke in. Pulling our pumpkin. Same thing here. If you can see, it's really giving that boldness that we want with that pumpkin, right? All right, I'm gonna flip it this way, and we're gonna go ahead, go right up here. I'm gonna just barely hit a little bit right here towards the stem. And the brown will cover little happy accents of bumping over the line. I am gonna pull just a little bit down in here. Okay. And then we're going to go right here. I'm going to kind of sweep this in a little bit. Make it a little bit bigger for us. Same thing here. Okay, kind of go a little bit around our leaf. Not much, but just a little. And you can kind of see what we're doing there. We're going to get just a little right here. Okay, more of the cantaloupe, more of the pumpkin, back and forth. We're gonna go right here, get this one. Okay. And once again right here. Hey Sherry, how are you? Oh, you're fine. We're never late. There's always replay, right? Okay, so we're just gonna smooth this out. Ooh, Zoe's licking my toes, tickling me. The dogs did so good at the kennel. They got good reports. All right, I'm gonna throw this extra golden, this dark goldenrod, y'all. I am having a really hard time finding it in stores. So we gotta cherish what we got. I have a feeling that paint is going to get hard again to find, unfortunately. My costume came today, Teresa. Shirt is a little tight, so I'm going on a diet. And gonna be walking around this golf course. Okay. I'm doing good. A little jet lagged, but other than that, I'm doing good. All right, so the base coat that I'm gonna do with this one is Surfboard for our blues. Oh, and I totally said I was gonna paint this orange and then I forgot. Oops. Let's try and paint this orange. We'll use pumpkin. And I forgot to put the rest on our wheelbarrow. I am doing good tonight. Yeah, if you ordered it from Amazon, it definitely would. Because I even, you know, they said to order a size up. I did, and it's still even a little tight. Okay, so I'm not going to worry too much about a heavy coat of this because we're going to glitter. But I wanted to paint this just so that we have a back tone for our glitter. Oh, Zoe, you're fine. Sorry, you guys. My dogs are a little extra since we picked them up. They have been definitely needing the mommy and daddy lovings. We did not pick them up last night, though. We obviously waited till the morning. But I always love when you meet your dogs. It's always the cutest. It's like, you've been gone forever. How dare you leave me? Our Molly, my lab shepherd mix, she is so funny. She sees the suitcases come out and she is not happy. And she used to, because Brian used to fly a lot and travel a lot when he worked for Target and we were in Illinois. And so she didn't always get too upset when she'd see his suitcase, but they say dogs are colorblind. I don't believe it. Because she surely knows when my bright pink suitcase comes out. She knows. Okay, so that's painted. And I painted that with orange. And then I am going to go ahead and get just a little bit of our dark goldenrod. But I'm going to use a little bit different of a brush for this. Oh, Jelly, you're fine. I have a little bit more of a beat up brush that I'm going to use. I am going to dry it, brush it. I'm barely going to get any on my brush. And then I'm going to kind of pat it out. Okay, this is going to give us that rust effect on our wheelbarrow. Okay, so I'm just going to lightly hit it. Oh my gosh, Zoe, you're gonna have to go. The ladies aren't gonna want to hear you like this. Okay, So a little bit of rust on our little wheelbarrow. We'll even hit it like a little bit with the rim here. And I'm just going to kind of get right around the edge here. A little more rust going right here. We want this to look like a well-loved wheelbarrow that we just use to pick up these cute little pumpkins from the farmer field. Just like Lori, I come up with ideas how I kind of want these signs to be. Just like our little names that we come up with our cute little characters. Same thing. It makes it easier to envision and create when you kind of pull a little story with it. I'm just going to throw a couple little dots right here, because our names are going to kind of be, the letters are going to kind of be there. So what do y'all think? You guys like it? Hey Kathy, how are you? And that was that dark goldenrod. My favorite, but it is getting so hard to find. If you guys see it in your stores, dark goldenrod, Delta Ceramic Coat, let me know. I will Venmo you the money. I will give you anything for that. Couple bottles. Okay, surfboard is next. Our gray is pretty much dry here, so I'm just gonna go over. I am going to use the cap again. We'll get these last two pumpkins, and then we're almost actually done. We're doing good on time too. Yay. That's clean. Okay, so going back to, I think, 3/8 angle brush. I'm just gonna load my brush here. I just pulled off a little bit of that excess paint. And we're gonna get this going. I'm gonna grab this little angle right here. Nice smooth little amount. And I use my fingers to twist, okay? So twisting, stopping, and then twisting back up, because my wrist didn't want to go that way. Nor did my fingers. Okay, same thing here. We're just going to connect, sweep, sweep, and then we'll pull our paint away, make it nice and smooth, and we're going to come down, curve just a little bit, and sweep out. Okay. All right. And this surfboard blue is one of my favorites because it is really a one and done. It has a beautiful coverage on it. Let's go ahead and get our edges here. Since we got our base. So you can kind of see how I do the edges. And I like to do the edges because I do kind of slop my paint over on the edge a little bit, so it just makes it look a little bit cleaner to me and more professional when I'm selling these. Ooh, I'm loving the color that's coming out with this. All right, so once again, we're gonna go right here, get our cute little edge. I'm gonna paint it this way just so that I don't bump the paint. Get a nice smooth edge here. work into our stem. Let's stop right there and sweep out. Same thing again. Clean that up. Go right across here. Okay. Get this next leaf here. And curve. There we go. Okay, now I'm just gonna nicely hold my brush steady and go straight across. Get that. And then we will nicely smooth out the rest of our pumpkin. All right. Okay, now I'm gonna just pull some blue. That should be good. And that was Surfboard Blue. We're gonna use Caribbean Blue for our darker. And then for our lighter highlight, can't talk. Where do I normally get paint? In Illinois, I used to always go to Joann's. But I've now had to go to Hobby Lobby because their selection is much better. Because the one in Illinois, the Hobby Lobby selection wasn't that great. Roles have reversed here. So for the Delta paint, Target, I go to Target and Joann's and Hobby Lobby for those ones. Or I buy online. Oops, I'm doing that wrong. Okay, I think I'm out of median. Let me grab just a little bit more here. And then for the Delta, or for Americana, you can get that, like I said. I don't think Michael's carries it, but Joann's does, Hobby Lobby does, and then you can always get it online. And then for Apple Barrel, Walmart, pretty much. But I've been told that Walmart, a lot of Walmarts are not carrying them anymore. So how sad is that? Oh, I just realized we didn't paint this edge. Let me hurry and get this real quick. I'm just gonna hit this with the back part of the brush. Always, it never fails. Always miss a spot. I always forget my edges, even as good as I try. And I just realized we didn't get this side either. Whoopsie. We had fun painting pumpkins. All right, so I'm gonna do that surfboard and then the Caribbean. I'm gonna move those back and forth like so. We're gonna get a nice pretty edge here. Same here. Gonna connect those together. Back and forth. Let me grab just a little more median here. Same thing here. This one's gonna be a little bit harder to see, I think, on camera. The contrast. Nope, we are seeing it. Okay, perfect. All right, so we're gonna go right here. Bring that up. Grab just a little more. There we go. A little more here. Look at this other edge. A little more dark here. There we go. Okay, so we got that. Now let's go in with our lighter. What's the color I need? I need this orange. Oops. It's called Dark Golden Rod by Delta Ceramcoat. That is the one I need so bad. It's even sold out online. I keep going. All right, so I'm gonna do sea foam, and then I'm gonna get some of our surfboard. We're gonna move those two together, and then we're gonna come right in here and hit this. I might need a little bit more of our surfboard. And do just a little bit less of the sea foam here. That is looking a little dark. There we go. Let's grab just a little bit of this and kind of pull these in together here. There we go. Right here. Thanks, girl, for watching out for me. Check-in stores. I greatly appreciate it. When you just have that color that you love, you know what I mean? All right, I'm gonna just grab a little bit more of our surfboard here. We're gonna throw that kind of right here in the center. Now, don't be afraid to kind of play around with it. If you're not liking the shadowing you're getting, just add some more color and it will pull it. Isn't that so pretty? Okay, we're gonna get this side of our cute little pumpkin. I'm going to just grab a little bit of the darker blue here. I'll just pull that in like so, blend that out. I think that's so pretty. Alrighty, let's do our top. Right here. I'm going to just grab a little bit of medium. That will help too with smoothing. Here we go. Get right around the leaf here, then smooth that out, and one more right here. There we go. I notice we just missed a little spot right here that I want to get. Okay, blend that in just a little. There we go. So those are all done. Oops, I'm showing you this way. Isn't that so pretty? Ooh, I'm loving these pumpkins. Okay, so now we are gonna go to our leaves, and I'm going to use medium foliage green. Girl, I love you. All right. Okay, I'm gonna go down to a nice small brush for these leaves, because as you can tell, they're tiny. So this is a this is a number 2 flat. I was thinking angle. Oops. This brush has had a little bit of problems lately with the paint coming off of the handle. So we don't want that in there. So I'm gonna just take our flat, kind of almost like an angle brush. We're gonna just hold steady and push, okay? That's the difference between an angle and a flat, is you kind of leave the flat and let the brushes flatten out, hence the word flat. And that's going to kind of give you that pull. Whereas the angle, you use your angle a little bit more. Flat brush, you flatten it out a little bit more. And that's going to give you that nice smooth, but also round. Bless you, Zoe. She's underneath my legs right now. But no toe licking. Yay! Not tickling me anymore. All right, I'm gonna hurry and just get this leaf right here before I forget. Okay. I think that's the, oh no, that white pumpkin up there too. All right, so now we're gonna get our next little leaf here. So just nice little swish motions. Look at that. Oh, now she knows I said her name, so now she's gonna make some noise. I know, so. Okay. So we got that one. Nice smooth. There we go. Doesn't she make the most pathetic little sounds? All right. And we'll go right here. Smooth that one out. Now sometimes with green, you have to touch up just a little bit, which this one is, we're gonna definitely have to. I can see some splotchy spots where I'll show you what I'm meaning. Because the light foliage brown, we're just gonna really use that as more of a lining instead of shading. Because these leaves are so little, it really wouldn't do that same shading effect. So we're just going to do it with lining it. Let me grab right here. Oh, Zoe, you're fine. Okay. See, and this is where I messed up and I fudged up right here, but that dark green is going right over it. So no worries. Let's get this leaf right here. There we go. Same right here. Oh, Zoe, you are so fine. Stop, go lay down, go lay down. Okay. We're gonna smooth that out. All right, so splotchiness. You can kind of see it right there. Can you see how it's not super clean? So I'm just gonna take a quick brush, just go over it one more time, and that will fix all that little splotchy that's going on here. That second coat is always pretty easy because you don't have to really touch every spot. You're kind of just looking for a little bit of coverage, and it can be super thin. Okay. I just realized, you guys, I haven't had to bring out my heat gun at all tonight. Lucky you guys and your ears. That's one thing that's wonderful about doing shading. All right. All right. All right, Linda. Okay, that is done. Okay, and there's my lid or my bottle. Okay, same thing still, because we're going to be using a really small brush. I am just going to use the lid again. And this one is a zero liner brush that we're using. And we're just going to do a nice little sweep. And I'm going to do a little zigzag. And I'm going to take the pumpkin leaves and kind of do another little leaf around it, okay? And really, when you're doing the lining brushes, the easiest way to help yourself is not to push real hard, almost as if you're barely touching. And always make sure that you go back for more paint, because these smaller brushes really do not hold the paint very well, okay? There we go. Oh, you guys, I am so grateful I have this fan now. It was getting so hot up in here. I've never had that before. I've always worked where I'm normally freezing in the basements and stuff, so this is a very nice welcome change. All right, so green is done. Simple, easy peasy on that one. Now we're just going to use that territorial brown, or beige, sorry. Beige, brown, who knows? I don't know anymore. And I'm going to hurry up because I know that we are almost out of time. I've been talking too much. And no, I'm going to have to use this flathead. Now, the beige, I will warn, you do have to use 2 coats of it. It does tend to go spotty, just like the green. But it does dry really fast. So I'm just using that number 2 flat brush. I'm going to get these edges real quick here. Okay. Get this one. So I'm just starting at the bottom and kind of pulling my paint up towards the top of the stem. And then when I get to the top of the stem, I'm just going to round it around and then smooth out. Okay. And trying not to get my hand in paint. Ain't this coming together so cute? Oh my gosh, I love it. Get the stem here. Have to come back and get this white later, since I missed that whole edge. Silly me. So just like you could see there, I was flattening out the brush. and then just pulling straight out. One thing that's nice about these edges is you can just go straight on through. Okay. And again, straight out, smoothing out our paint. Grabbing this edge. Yay, my last edge. All right, and then I'm going to just grab these corners one more time. All right, and I'll show you again what I mean by the blotchy with this brown. Because a lot of people will be like, I painted it and I don't understand why it's blotchy. Either it's you did the second coat too soon and you pulled the bottom paint. That happens a lot. It can be fixed, but you have to be really patient. Or it just needs that second coat. So you can see again with that green how we clean that up so there's no more blotchy. But the brown, you can kind of see how it's blotchy in spots, especially right there. So what we do, just one more quick little coat will do the trick. So wait enough. Okay. No, I haven't, Linda, but that would be a good one to do, wouldn't it? I should do that. I will definitely do that if you guys want that. Just going through and explaining different brush strokes and that kind of stuff. That would be a good idea. Because you know what? I had to learn that on my own. I mean, you guys know I was self-taught. I taught myself kind of how to do all of this. So kind of learned as I went. So definitely wouldn't mind teaching you that. Okay. Those are done. That'd be a really good idea. I'll have to do that. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It looks so cute. Ah. Okay. Freak out over. Okay. Brown put away. And let's do some outlining. So I have the Apple Barrel black. It is actually one of my favorites to do black because it's kind of runny and I like my paint to be runny. Not super runny, but a little more runny when I'm doing outlining. All right, so right here, I'm just going to take it, go right around the edges. Now when I'm doing an edge where it's not butting up against another paint color, I kind of like to go in just a little bit, just because it gives it more dimension when you do that, okay? There we go. Zoe, no. You are gonna get kicked out, girlfriend. You're gonna get kicked out. Zoe, no. I have no idea what she's barking at now. Zoe, stop it. All right, I'm gonna add a little zigzag here. I am not digging this brush. What's wrong with my brush? I might change. Okay. So right here, we're going to do a nice little outline with our wheelbarrow. There we go. Come right here. Do the little leg of it. Paint the wheel here. Let me smooth that out. We got a little bump there. Just grabbing a little more extra thicker paint here. And oh, I lied. I have one more edge. We gotta do this edge. Okay. So our wheel is done. Let me clean this brush. I know, she wants to go out. We are gonna get her out. Come here. Hurry. Probably she wants to go play with the other dogs. Go on. Go have fun. All right. Okay. All right. Go right here to our next little line. There we go. I think we need a cute little zigzag right there. There we go. Get our little stem. Now this is where I feel like when you do the outlining and the highlights, this is when your project just pops. Wow, I have kept you guys on for forever. I'm so sorry. I have been going way too slow. All right. But I've had so much fun. I had fun showing you guys this wheelbarrow technique. All right. Let me do a little zigzag there. Okay. Now this is also the best way that if you have those little imperfections, you can always clean them up with doing your outlines. This is where everything kind of gets hidden. It's wonderful. I used to always freak out if I had like a little, you know, out of paint moment. Not so much anymore, because you know when you start painting, you kind of start figuring out all of where you can get away from it. Let's get this handle painted. And the other side here. I guess this makes up for last week, right? Giving you extra bonus time. It is so relaxing. Oh, Linda, you'll get there. Yes, we are painting at the retreat, but I am making it very, very basic. And we're doing a lot of, we're going to do some dimensional stuff too. Like with how the words pop out, we're going to do some dimensional fun stuff. I am actually headed tomorrow to go pick up all the wood to cut. I am going to be cutting for days. This nice pumpkin here. Your big old guys. I love how this is coming together, you guys. It is just so adorable. I think this one's one of my favorites. You just have those ones, right? Gonna have to clean this brush in a second. It's starting to clump up on me. Yep. Good, Junie Basic. You did so good the last time, Teresa. I know you said you didn't, but you did good. And you know I'm always there to help fix. All right. There we go. Let's get this guy. Believe it or not, we are almost done. Since it kept me going forever, I feel really bad. All right, so, oh, he is missing something cutesy on him. We gotta fix that, hold on. He needs a little love. There we go. Sorry, he was too plain. All right, I am gonna do a little bit of outlining. Oh, I just noticed this one little spot here that we missed. I missed. You know, same thing. There we go. Much better. Okay. We're gonna get just a little bit of highlight going, and do you guys want me? Do I sell the blank cutouts? Absolutely. Yep, if you go to my Etsy store, it's Rachel's Crafty Corner on Etsy. Go into blanks. I have them categorized out, so there's fall, whatever blank you're kind of looking for. I have it there. So you can always get those. I just realized now I forgot to give you guys the template. So I do give you guys the templates as well for you to use. The only thing that we ask in this group is that you don't share the template with anybody outside of the group. So I'm just adding a little bit of white highlight. And what this does is just kind of give that extra little brightness, kind of pops things just a little bit more for us. I should have gotten a little more white. Woo! Now I got a lot of white in my lid. And then my blanks will come with the etching on them from the laser. Thank you. I will get this cut out posted probably tomorrow. But I promise I will get it. I will get it out. And I'll let the group know as well too, okay? Because I know I don't have it posted yet. I did finally get caught up on my posting though. I was so far behind from moving and, you know, life. I seriously do. I love this one. This one was one of my favorites, and I don't know why I didn't share it with you guys sooner. Sometimes I just feel like I gotta be in the mood to paint it. The new ones. So I can always paint the old ones. I think it's just coming up with the colors and all that you want to do. Okay, almost done. So remember, when you're doing the highlights, I'm just barely letting my paintbrush touch. In some spots it's not touching at all, and if you want to, you can always come back and add more highlight. So that's why I do it that way. Oops, I knew I missed a leaf. Okay, I think we need just a little more there on that wheelbarrow line. All right, nope, that looks good. Maybe just a little right there. Yep, I am almost loving it. I caught that little spot that I wanted. Okay, that is good. Linda, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I love doing this for you guys. I know, don't you just love him? Oh, it's so cute. Okay, so then happy fall, y'all. We'll go right there, okay? Do you guys want to watch me glitter it, or do you want to be done? Because I have kept you like almost 30 minutes later than what I normally do. For those of you that don't know what I do, I just take Mod Podge, throw some fine glitter on it, and then I will then seal it. You want to watch? Okay, I will stay on. Okay, so Mod. Okay, we'll stay on. Thank you, Sherry. I appreciate it. Now remember, if you're using Mod, I always use my brushes that are kind of a little more beat up, okay? They're the ones that have had a lot of love to them, because you're messing with glue. And so this is the glitter that we got. It's kind of that darker burnt orange. Because the glue is gonna get in those bristles, and it's gonna beat them up, okay? So that is why I always save my brushes. Here, I'm actually going to pour a little bit this way. I found that this is the best way for these little letters. Is you kind of just push it on, tap it a little bit, and then we've got that cutie we'll put right there. Okay, get this cutie. A little apostrophe. I didn't quite get that other edge. There we go. And then I spray mine with Rust-Oleum clear or Krylon clear, non-yellowing, okay? And I usually do 2 coats. That's going to keep your glitter from coming off, and it will also keep it protected from all of the elements. Now I would still try and, you know, suggest that whoever is, oops, this light goes up here, whoever is purchasing it, you know, you keep it out of the elements a little bit, but it will be fine in the elements. You might have slight fading with it. I've never had a customer complain of fading, but it can fade, okay? Just like all things do. And if I had a can up here, but my spray booth is no longer downstairs, well, it's no longer in the same room with me anymore. I moved it into the garage, so there's our owl, which you guys can't see because I'm zoomed in too much. I'll show you guys though. And our one lone wolf pea. Eek, trying not to touch the glue. All right. So I just kind of pat it with the glitter. That holds it on there, okay? And then this one. Now, if you didn't have the words, you would just use like a Posca pen or your light little liner brush, and that's how you would write your words on, okay? If you want to see some of my other tutorials, I do show you that as well, but I thought for this one, it just was so cute to do the pop-out letters. I've become a big fan of the pop-out letters, we'll just put it that way. Okay. You know what? This one we're just going to pour. Too much padding. And then this, we'll flip it over ever so lightly and move this little guy right here. And I will put the glitter right here. And how freaking cute! Oh my gosh, I'm in love. So glue that I use is I use Gorilla Glue, that's gel, the super glue gel, or I use Loctite super glue gel control. Always use gel. And I'm just telling you, always use gel and always the fine tip control, okay? And that's how I would glue those on. And then I just kind of put a book or something heavy over the top of them. I know, I'm so excited. This one is by far one of my faves. I am so excited for how cute this one turned out. Thank you guys for hanging out and lasting as long as you did. Wow, I can't believe I went over as far. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys next week. Elisa will be on tomorrow at 8 o'clock with sublimation. So, bye guys. Thank you so much.